Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to Easy English Practice. I want to tell you a story about a woman named Maria. Maria is smart and kind, but she has a secret monster that lives in her mind. This monster's name is Overthinking. Every night, Maria lies in bed, and her mind starts to speak. Why did you say that in the meeting today? Everyone thought you were stupid. What if you lose your job? What will you do then? That friend didn't text you back. They are definitely angry with you. Sound familiar? This monster steals her sleep, her joy, and her peace. But today I will tell you how Maria fought this monster and how you can too. This is not just a lesson. It is a story with 10 secret weapons to win the war in your mind. Let's begin her journey. Maria's first weapon was the noticer. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. One morning, after another bad night, Maria was making coffee. Her mind was already racing. I have too much work. I will never finish. My boss will be so disappointed. But then, she remembered the noticer. She stopped and she said out loud, "I am overthinking." Just saying those words gave her power. It was like turning on the light in a dark room. The monster was still there, but now she could see it. She wasn't lost in the thought. She was watching the thought. Your turn. The next time you feel worried, just say or think, "I am overthinking right now." This is your first step to freedom. But noticing wasn't enough. The thoughts kept coming. So Maria found her second weapon, the stop sign. She learned a trick. When the thoughts became too loud, she would shout in her mind, "Stop!" Then she would immediately distract her brain. She would look around the room and find 3 things she could see: a blue pen, a plant, a picture. 2 things she could hear: the air conditioner, a bird outside. 1 thing she could feel: the soft fabric of her shirt. This simple action forced her mind to come back to the present moment. The scary future and the painful past disappeared. There was only the blue pen, the bird, and the soft shirt. Maria's mind was still very clever. It said, "But these are important problems. You can't just ignore them." So she introduced the worry box. She took a small notebook and called it her worry box. She made a new rule. She could only worry for 10 minutes each day. At 7 p.m., she would sit down, set a timer, and write all her worries in the box. When the timer rang, she would close the book and say, "Worry time is over." This was magic. When a worry came at 10 a.m., she would tell her mind, "Not now. I will listen to you at 7 p.m." And most of the time, at 7 p.m., the worry didn't even seem important anymore. Maria noticed that many of her thoughts were not true. They were lies the monster told her. So, she became the detective. She would take a worrying thought and investigate it. The thought, "My presentation was a total disaster." She would ask, "What is the evidence?" Well, 1 person looked bored, but 2 people asked good questions. What is a more kind explanation? Maybe that person was just tired, not bored. Will this matter in 1 year? Probably not. By investigating, she discovered that 90% of her worries were not based on facts. They were based on fear. One day, Maria felt very sad. The thought was, "I am failing at everything." She asked herself a powerful question. What would I say to my best friend if they said this to me? She would never tell her friend, "Yes, you are a failure." She would say, "You are doing your best. You are kind and capable. This is just one bad day." So right there, she decided to talk to herself like a kind friend. She said, "Maria, you are tired. You are doing your best. This feeling will pass. Speaking with kindness changed everything. The monster hated kindness. Maria learned that overthinking is often caused by feeling stuck. So her next weapon was to become the action taker. Instead of thinking, "I have a huge project, it's impossible," she would ask, "What is one tiny first step I can take right now?" One tiny step. Maybe just open my laptop or write one email. She discovered that action is the cure for overthinking. Every small step made her feel more powerful and the problem feel smaller. Maria realized that when her body was still, her mind was wild. So she used her body as a weapon. She became the bodyguard. When the thoughts started, she would change her body's state. She would put on happy music and dance for one song. She would go outside for a 5-minute walk. She would stretch her arms to the sky. Moving her body broke the cycle of thinking. It was impossible to overthink and dance at the same time. This was Maria's favorite weapon, the sky observer. She learned to imagine her thoughts as clouds in the sky. A scary thought was a dark, ugly cloud. Instead of fighting the cloud or believing it was permanent, she would just watch it. She would imagine the cloud slowly drifting across the sky and eventually disappearing. She didn't need to stop the clouds. She just needed to let them pass. This taught her that she was not her thoughts. She was the calm blue sky, always present and always peaceful behind the clouds. The monster of overthinking loves darkness. So, Maria brought in light, the light of the grateful heart. Every night before sleep, she would write down 3 small good things from her day. The coffee tasted perfect. My colleague smiled at me. The sunset was beautiful. This practice trained her brain to look for the good. It was like building a shield of light around her mind that the monster could not penetrate. The final and most peaceful weapon was the surrender. Maria realized she could not control everything. She couldn't control the weather, other people's opinions, or the future. Trying to control the uncontrollable was the main reason for her overthinking. So, she learned a simple prayer. I accept what I cannot change. She would say this when she felt stressed. Acceptance was not giving up. It was choosing peace over a fight she could never win. So what happened to Maria? She is not perfect. The monster sometimes whispers to her, but now she has 10 powerful weapons. She is the boss of her own mind. Her nights are quieter. Her days are brighter. She has her life back. My dear friend, you can have this too. You don't need to use all 10 weapons at once. Start with 1. Maybe just be the noticer, or try the stop sign. You are stronger than your thoughts. If this story helped you, please give this video a like and subscribe to Easy English Practice. Tell me in the comments, which weapon will you try first? Thank you for listening. Your journey to a quiet mind starts today. Goodbye.